Hi everyone, and welcome to the ghost town of California languages, where we mine through the bones of languages native to California. Welcome to episode 4. Today we'll be discussing the Washoe people's language and culture. This is Amanda Horn, Director of Communications at the Nevada Museum of Art, and she takes us on a tour of the exhibition in Reno, Nevada. Look at all these beautiful woven Washoe Native American baskets.
This was a design specifically made for the curio art market. Every time you see a different color, that's a new material, an earthen material that's been introduced. So the black here is from the root structure of the bracken fern, and the red is redbud. And that is incredible to think about because every time a new material is introduced, the weaving process had to stop, new material was brought in, and then the stitch cycle had to start all over.
The Washoe tribe are the first peoples of the Lake Tahoe region at the border between California and Nevada. They are said to have occupied lands in eastern Sierra Nevada and the Great Basin for over 9,000 years. Listen to this super interesting information from a native.
Americans have been here for how long?
10,000 years plus, documented scientifically, but culturally, traditionally, historically, we've been here forever. The Creator put us here.
The rough southern border was made up by West Walker River, Topaz Lake, and Sonora Pass. The northern border consisted of Honey Lake, the eastern Pine Nut Mountains and Virginia Range, and western Sierra Nevada crest. Because of the climate, the Washoe would migrate from Lake Tahoe in the summers to the valleys for winters and springs. There were about 4 groups with slightly differing dialects based on where they had a winter camp. Northerners were called the Welmedi, Easterners the Poalu, Westerners the Tanalelti, and Southerners the Hungalelti. Lake Tahoe provided a great deal of resources for the Washoe people. Since they were the first users of the lake, Tahoe probably came from the Washoe word da'auga, meaning edge of the lake. Each family had their own fishing grounds, a very important resource for the Washoe people. They also thrived on what is now called the Washoe Lake in Nevada, using cattails and various plants for their baskets in what used to be wetlands or marshes, meaning that water was present on the land throughout the entire year. This is now part of a Nevada state park, meaning it is a well-protected and conserved form of nature. The Washoe also relied on pinyon pine nuts, which they stored for winter consumption. They also had a deep understanding of their environment, including what seasons and locations were best for hunting game. It's also important to touch on the fact that colonization efforts ripped away many of these natural environments, turning fishing into a Western commodity instead. The Washoe people lost all of their land in 1862, but later regained portions, which are now reservations. The Washoe, like many other native tribes, had a rich history of living traditions. Storytelling was also a central part of their culture, in which elders would pass on legends, sharing information about medicine, hunting and gathering, and more. However, the underlying importance was to show younger generations how to appreciate and respect the land and recognize the importance of family. Although much of this memory was lost due to colonialism, shamanism was also very common in Washoe culture. A medicine person was supposed to both cause and cure illness. The Washoe people were also known for weaving amazing, intricate baskets. These are now available for tour in the Gatekeepers Museum in Tahoe City. It made up a central part of their culture and identity. Linguists infer that Washoe people have origins earlier than any other tribe of the area. Therefore, their language is distinct from neighboring ones in the Numic branch of the Uto-Aztecan family. Washoe, the tribal name, means people from here. One creation story says that the Washoe people were brought to their homeland by a coyote, Jiwi, who says the goddess Nentasu destined them to live here. Now, their language is spoken by only about 20 people. Until the 1950s, the language had no written alphabet. Marvin Dressler, however, a Washoe tribal member, decided to translate Washoe words phonetically using the English alphabet. He also became one of the first teachers to teach Washoe to younger generations. Laura Fillmore, a non-native who lived on the reservation, created one of the first immersion schools in the country, inspired by New Zealand's Maori immersion schools. However, this one closed in 2003. But this mindset still lives on through community members who encourage the language and culture to be practiced and stay alive. Thank you so much for joining me today, exploring the Washoe language. Stay tuned for next week where I'll be talking about the Chumash language, and click on the link on my channel to listen to me on Spotify as well. Have an amazing day, everyone.